Hey guys, welcome back to Zoe Wanna Know. This is episode 4 and I'm here with KG. So I feel like, don't laugh at me. So I feel like,
There we go.
so I feel like different people know you for like different things.
Right.
So I first met you on a music video shoot. So I was just like, oh, he's a videographer. Because
Right.
like I didn't know, right? But then other people told me like other things.
Yeah.
So like who actually are you?
I came into the industry as an artist, trying to sing and that kind of vibes. And slowly, well, not slowly, because from the time I entered into the industry, like wanted to be in the industry, I started to record myself from day one.
Because you had your own studio already.
Well, that's how I entered. So when I had the thought to be an artist, I never had the luxury of having money to go to a studio. So I had to figure out, well, how I would get my songs recorded, and I came up with the idea of just buying my own equipment slowly but surely. I started with just a laptop and a mic. I didn't even have an interface or speakers or anything, so I started small. But I started engineering my own music basically. So from being an artist, obviously I went into the engineering aspect and the production aspect, and then I started to fall in love with just creating my own. So I started to shoot videos, and so people would know me for all different things because I have so many different hats now.
But it didn't work out like when you tried to be an artist, or?
Well, it had levels, had stages. I was very young, 17, 18, 19. I was in like Soca Star competition. That is where people know Voice from and all these things. So I was building my name in the industry, and then around 2017 was when I linked up with Swanee, and we did, which is my biggest song to date, which is My Team. That was like the song that people knew Swanee for before the big break now, But when I met Swanee and we did that song got over 1 million views.
But you met him just like because by this point you'd been like around the industry, or?
Yeah, well, I was somebody who was just always had a passion for the industry, so I was working, I was working. At a very young age, I was already working very hard. Like I was building my studio by myself with my brethren Rassi, big up Rassi. But I was building my studio, like mixing mortar and putting up bricks at the age of like 23, 24. While all my friends was partying and liming and running down girl, and I was home 6 o'clock in the morning, borrow a sand and up the hill to the back of my house, and we was building a studio. So I was working very hard at a very young age, and I think I was very mature for my age too. So even at this age, I ain't selling out my age, but even at this age now, I still think that I kind of ahead of my time basically, mentally,
So like when you first started doing that and you were like waking up at 6 a.m. to build the studio and stuff, did your friends like think you're a bit crazy and like a bit delusional, or were they it's a good idea?
Yeah, I actually have a story where I had some friends who wanted to go down south for a birthday lime. And at that time, me and Rassi was in the studio sticking up the padding for the studio. And while we were sticking up the padding, my brethren called me and he was like, hey, we going down south, boy, we seen. And like, nah, I home fixing my studio, boy, I building my studio. And he said, but you's a baller man, who from Trinidad know why he's a baller man, right? He said, but you's a baller man, and he hung up the phone. And I heard when the car screech off and drive, because like that was in front of my house basically. And I woke up the next morning to hear that they died in an accident, So if I went, to that lime and forget my studio and say, nah, boy, I want to go on lime, boy, I would not be here today. So it showed that I was following my purpose very strongly at a young age now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, but then how come you're not still really mostly being an artist now?
Like why I'm not focusing on being an artist?
Yeah.
Well, as I say, when I meet Swanee and we do the first song, and after that song, I started to just shoot videos for him, Now those days I wasn't like just shooting videos for artists. I would shoot like 1 or 2 videos for little friends and things, but I wasn't like how I today, where I just shooting videos. It wasn't like that. And Swanee was like one of the first artists. I say, you know what? Let me be his videographer and see where it will take us now. And to see where it took us, it kind of changed my perspective, you know. I kind of look at myself like I have a greater purpose than just me trying to be in the limelight. So obviously I had a growing passion in me. Because I mean, think about it, Zoe. You just pick up your camera and you say, I'm going to shoot a video for this youth. And you shoot this video and he end up becoming this big artist. I mean, that'll happen every day now. Like, it's not something that just happen. So when these things happen, obviously it will motivate me to be like, you know, I think this is more my thing probably. And I started to do it with other artists, and every artist I touch, I would realize that the career will go from here to here now. You know, because it's one thing to just shoot a video with somebody, and the next thing to probably, well, you and all know Zoe, like, you know, we link up and we make viral moments, you know, that kind of way. So, and you done videos in the past. It's like you haven't tried to shoot your videos, but I think it's a connection as have with artists, and, you know, something will just happen. I don't know if it's a spiritual thing, I don't know, but every time I link with somebody who have that drive, me and them together, that always make magic. So I just grow a passion for that, and I say, you know what, let me get the artist thing and the rest. I will always be an artist, you know, I'll always love that side of the thing, but for now I just focus on trying to be a leader and trying to push people in the right direction, you know. Yeah.
But I find, like, for someone with so much experience and like, I guess, success in what you do, like, your rates are so low.
Yeah. Well, everybody know that. So everybody know that the industry is very expensive, you know, music videos, music production. And I come up in a time where I and all knew how expensive it was. But I knew the fire that was burning in me. I wanted to be an artist so bad, but I couldn't afford it. So when I reached to the level where now I could be that bridge, I have to be that bridge. I can't come and do the same thing that the ones before was doing, where as soon as you reach to the top, now nobody can get through to you, nobody can't afford you. So how would the industry go anywhere? Because this Trinidad industry, this is something that we're building, you know. It didn't reach the level yet as other countries, like other international industries. So we had to make intentional decisions on how we're going to push it forward. And my contribution to the industry is anybody out there that think that they want to get into this thing, you could link me and I would work with you, you know. I wouldn't give you this outrageous price, and no, I will work with you, you know, and that's just my thing. That's just who I am in this industry, and I don't think that would ever change. You know, I would never get rich and switch. You know, I'll always remember, because I mean, others do a lot of jobs too for that type of money, you know, like I do things for the government, I do things for the ministry, as do a lot of different projects behind the scenes, you know, as do weddings, as do...
That was going to be my next question, like, if there's certain
you know,
occasions where you're making
as do a lot of things behind the scenes, you know, as work with a lot of people up there, but I would never leave the ground, you know. I will always be available to a little get to you who don't really have, you know, and still want a little video, you know. I will always be there, you know, I'll always be available. Also available to corporate, you know, who want to spend the big bucks too now. But at the same time, no, you know.
Yeah. So when you learn how to, obviously you built a studio and then other people started coming to record in the studio as well. But had you just taught yourself how to like mix a song and stuff, or how did you learn?
I mean, it come a time, because I had times where it was horrible, you know, the mix was horrible. It took years, a matter of fact, to really master the craft. Even the videography, it took years, like literally at least 5-6 years of just constant work, you know, to really reach a certain level. And we still have far to go, you know, but just to reach to this level where we could produce quality work, it take a lot of...
But no one taught you?
Nobody. Well, I used to just try to fit myself around people, so
to watch
I used
them.
to be around people like Choppy, and if you know Hey Choppy, soca artist, I used to be around Choppy. He used to be shooting videos for like Destra and Marshall, and he would just invite me, and I would just be there and just watching the vibes, you know. He just had to put me around the space, and I would learn now, you know. So I would always learn from people I would be around and just observe how they would work now, you know. Yeah.
So, you know, like, different people try to give credit to different people for
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So like some people would say that like without you,
Yeah.
Trinidad might not be the same height as now, or like what do you think is the significance of your contribution to Trinidad?
Well, this topic is a real controversial topic because every time somebody says something, somebody else will say something.
That's what I mean, yeah.
You know, but the reality of the matter is that Trinidad, the movement, like when it really kicked off, it always had artists who were singing in it. It always had men who were trying to do the thing and they would have a little buzz in the communities and certain things like that. But when the movement really kicked off and everybody knew, hey boy, it have this movement in Trinidad, you know, this dancehall movement, it really started with Swanee, you know, on a big level. He is the first artist to get 1 million views. He's the first artist to get his song played on the radio, and he was the first, you know, he was the first. And my contribution to Swanee was what propelled him to get that success, you know. So a lot of people would credit me who know the history and know exactly what happened, and they know KG was the man who used to go out there and shoot the videos. Like Swanee first song, which is Go For Them, right? Big up the B's and big up the C's. That was the first Trinidad hit. If you go back to that song right now, that song on my YouTube channel, that song not even on Swanee YouTube channel.
How many views is it on now?
Like 4 million views, 5 million views. And then we do Brother Brother, which is the next hit after Go For Them. That on my channel, that not even on Swanee channel either. So it just goes to show how much of a contribution I had in what was going on now. And when Swanee bust, that is when everybody else started to get the inspiration to come and do the thing and use the same format, which was the gold chains and the gunman video, and you know that was nothing before we did it, you know. And then I worked with a lot of other people like Meds Boss first song, which was Fairway. That was my video too, you know, like 14 million views. And it had Jelano with War Them Once. That was his first contribution to the Trinidad too. That was my productions. Tafari, first ever song, everything was me. So I mean, I contributed a lot to the Trinidad industry now, in the early days of Trinidad. So you know, that's why some people would say it's KG, some people would say it's DJ Pun, and I have no problem with any of that, you know, because Pun had a huge contribution, same way too, as in he kind of packaged the songs when it was just songs on the streets, and he packaged it in this Trinidad mix. He had this idea that he could package it and call it Trinidad, and then I think after that mix was when people kind of respect the movement too now, because I was hearing this full mix of Trinidad songs. But if you're just talking about the very beginning of the grassroots of how it was created, and you know, yeah, I guess I was there from the very beginning.
So like these people who you contributed to and stuff,
Yeah.
are you mostly still cool with them now, or does some of them like forget you, or?
If we're being honest, it had times where I used to really feel like men they just forget about me, until I realized that they're just people in general. They ain't just forgetting about me. Some of them forgetting about their own family. Some of them forgetting about a girlfriend who they was with before. Some of them forgetting about just everything from, you know, where they come from now. That's just life and that's just people. And then it have some of them, like look at me and Swanee for instance, we just still talk regular, you know, he does still be a friend now, you know. And that's all I really want, because I don't want nobody to come and give me no money or, you know, I ain't looking for that, you know, but I'm just looking for appreciation. Some of them just really move like they do appreciate what I do for them now.
But would you
know?
say what it's like 50-50, or like the most of them, like what's the majority?
Nah, the majority of them just play like they do appreciate it, you know. But
So are there any other ones you can mention that do appreciate it other than him?
Nah, because if I had to really be real, Swanee is like the only one who does kind of show me and even tell me certain things. Like we mightn't talk every day,
Yeah.
but certain conversations I could hear that it in the back of his mind that he know, but if it wasn't for KG, you know, like as even look at how he does deal with other people and how he deal with me. Like Swan is a kind of ignorant kind of fella now, you know. He real bossy now. But he never talked to me in that way. You know, he will talk to plenty of his friends. You talk to management, you talk to the producer, all kind of how, but he never talked to me that way now. And I know it's because he appreciate me as a big brother regardless. But the rest of them, I don't want to sound bad now, like, you know, 'cause there's no animosity, but it had a time where I used to feel like, yeah, but the fella's real ungrateful, you know. But now I just watch it like a man will do whatever he wanna do, you know. You know, and if you don't want to, you know, give me that respect and say, boy, thanks, KG, you know. Brother, that is you. I know what I do, and I know what I continues to do, because not like it stopped with them.
Well, that was going to
You
be
know?
my next question.
Yeah.
Like, if that's changed, like if you
Nah.
believe that your contribution is still so big now compared to
Yeah.
before, or
If I think.
like is your contribution still just as big now as it
Yeah,
was before?
Of course, you know. I will never stop fight for the youths, and I will never stop help the people that want the help, and you know, because a lot of people want help, but they're willing to help themselves. You know, they want you to do all, you know, like do everything for them. I can't take that no more. I done passed that stage in my life, you know. But for the ones who really, you know, and that's why my price is so low too, because I just look at it like, let me just say I charging somebody $1,000 for a video. If you can't pay $1,000 for a video, you have no right wanting to be an artist.
Yeah, this
That
is
is how I
like
look at
something
it.
happened to me where like this young boy, I think he was like 16, I don't know, messaged me like, oh, can you call Aaron Duncan and tell him I want to go in his studio and
Right.
record a thing? I said, if you go on his profile and you press the contact button, you'll see a number there, like you can
Right.
call it yourself. And then he's like, oh, they're not answering. I'm like, well, maybe DM him then, like you need to try.
Right.
And he's like, no, can't you? And I literally wrote this long message. I was like, I'm sorry, but like if you can't take the simple initiative
Right.
to like use
Yeah,
this
yeah,
medium
yeah.
to go and contact
Yeah.
Aaron Duncan, then there's no way that you can take the
it don't make
initiative to actually
sense.
push as an artist.
It
Like,
don't
do you
make
know what I mean?
sense. It don't make sense, especially the ones who in it for years too, and know the amount of investment we make and the amount of work it does really take to do this thing, and to just see people just want to hail me and, oh
Yeah.
bro, I want to do a song.
Yeah.
You know, like first of all, I just reply to DMs, but I don't reply to DMs that is like your brain dead or, you know,
Yeah,
like
same.
if like a people who's come to me and be like, okay, and I don't care if they're talking street and thing,
Yeah,
I could relate to that, but some people be like, okay, G, I like your vibes, bro, you know, I'm really interested with working with you, you know, if you could give me your prices or whatnot, you know. Right, I will reply to
Yeah.
that, you know, because, all right, you asking a serious question here. But the people will be like, OG, I want to do a song. I'd be like, dog,
Yeah,
who
same,
you
same.
talking
I get
to?
them all the time.
Yeah, like who you talking to?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will always help people, but at the same time, people have to understand, if you really want to come into this industry, you have to be serious.
Yeah, I mean, not
This
just
is-
like
this
with
is
anything
serious
in
work.
life.
Correct,
like
correct,
you
correct.
need to at least show like some.
Yeah. Some type
Drive
of
yourself.
professionalism, some learn
you
how to.
expect
If
effort
you
back,
don't know,
like-
so if you say I want to message Zoe, and you probably don't know how to do it, research it or something. You know, like go on like something like find out how should I approach.
But for
You
me
know?
also, I don't even care if you message me like, oh, or whatever. I don't care. I just care that you're coming with something of substance.
you know?
Like, you know, because for example, and it's I've even travelled like, for example, this one time I literally like travelled to Rima to sit down at a table and help this girl plan her first ever travels, just because she
Yeah.
showed so much initiative when she
Right.
messaged me.
Yeah,
Do you
no
know what I
lie.
mean?
Yeah, no
So
lie.
some people are like, oh,
Yeah.
these influencers, they won't do anything unless it's money.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
no, I
people-
literally do so
no,
much, like
people
for
really don't
free,
understand.
if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
it's
yeah,
worth
yeah.
it because you're
Yeah.
worth it. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because she was
Yeah.
explaining how like she wanted to travel because she started this NGO and she wanted to
Right.
travel to like make links
She
for
had
her
a
NGO,
whole-
whatever. And I was like, do you
yeah.
know what? I'm so impressed that at
Right.
16 years old, this girl wants to do this. Yes, let me wake up early and go to Arima to sit with her. Do you know what I mean? But it's like,
Yep.
there's no point doing that for someone who
Yeah.
can't even take 5 minutes to
Yeah.
construct
No
a
initiative.
message. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what made you want to do music like in the first place? Was it anything growing up like as a young boy that like
yeah.
contributed?
Yeah, I'd always loved music. I used to play steel pan at a very, very young age. So I always loved music. I always loved singing. a recorder, and I used to like take my mother tapes and my grandmother tapes and record over it with the, I used to press the record button on the radio. And so I come from that time of just experimenting with music. And I saw the movie Hustle and Flow, and that movie kind of inspired me to do what I'm doing today. Because that movie was like a blueprint of how to get into the music industry. They show you the mixing board, when they bought the condenser microphone, and they were showing you the steps. They put the egg crates on the wall to soundproof it, and so they were showing like the steps from a ground level if it didn't have money. And that was like the best inspiration I could get at that time. So it kind of just inspired me to really do this thing now. And then I was a footballer also, and the football wasn't working because I feel like it was just too hard. The training was too hard. As I was going up in levels with the football, the training was getting harder and harder. And I guess, I don't know, it just wasn't me after a while. I was like, nah, I was more a chill person, rock back. I really want to go to training every day and run. So music kind of, grabbed my attention. And as I say, when I see the movie, I was like, all right, let me try to do it. Yeah, and it worked. Yeah.
So would you recommend people watch that movie if they want to figure out
Of
how to
course.
do it?
Well, I mean, times change, because now everybody know about Amazon, and them days they didn't even have anything, so you didn't even know what to do. Like now, you could find out how to build
Or
a
you could
studio.
just ask ChatGPT.
You could ask Chat. Matter of fact, you know somebody who have a studio.
Yeah.
Back in them days, the only people who had studios was the big artists, and Trinidad wasn't filled of recording studios like how it is now. This was like 2007 and thing, 2008. Facebook now started thing. People wasn't even uploading music on Facebook, and YouTube was just for like major artists, like upcoming artists wasn't watching it like, hey, we could upload our music on YouTube, Yeah.
So, I guess some people might find certain Trinidad songs and the videos, therefore, to be maybe controversial because they might believe that it's encouraging people to kill each other or whatever. So, obviously you have your own boundaries, like every human has their own boundaries and their own opinions, but what would you do or what have you done if somebody comes to you being like, right, I have this idea for the video, like I want to do this, and if you think in your head that's actually kind of immoral, like what they're trying to do in the video, would you still shoot it because it's just work, or has there ever been a time when you've turned down a video concept because it doesn't align with your morals, or do you not really mind?
Nah, I never turned down a video concept because I believe that the artist, that is his art. I can't tell somebody what to paint, And we watch all kind of different movies. We watch horror movies, we watch blue movies, all kind of movies, all they're watching this. So art is art, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to I turn down music videos where the energy didn't feel right. So certain artists would be like, yeah, we're shooting a video this Saturday, boom, 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 in this certain area. I would always think about it like, I should do this, boy, like this particular artist, he's safe in that area, boy.
Oh.
Like he warring with these people, boy, like this.
But that's more because you don't want to die.
Yeah, right. Yeah, basically. I don't want to die, and I just don't want to be around a certain type of energy, because also it have artists who does depict bad man energy in the video, but on the video shoot, it don't feel like that. It's still love. Everybody knows that entertainment. When we done, we wrap up. Everybody go home in peace. And then it has some artists out there that you go and the place heavy.
But if you've already reached, well, you have to carry on, right?
Right. But through experience now, because I know how it is now, as I grow, I start to understand who to work with and who not to work with. Because I have a lot of artists out there that are very disruptive now. So I don't want to be on that. I don't want to shoot a video that's responsible for.
Well, that's kind of why.
Yeah, like a war.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever shoot a video that was directly aiming at. That certain Trinidad. Sometimes I would say, this man and this man and.
So you haven't.
Nah, I wouldn't put myself in that. Yeah, I would shoot the bad man thing, but not the direct. Knock it on a 6, knock it on a 7, and nah.
But So have you ever been on a video shoot where the energy's been kind of weird and anything's actually like happened?
Yeah. I saw a lot of things shooting music videos out there. Thank God I alive, you know. But yeah.
But did you ever have to like stop?
A
Like
time
on
I-
that specific shoot?
A time I was shooting a video in Beatham, and a 1 foot man and our next man had to fight, had to box out while I shooting the video. So I shooting the video here, and 2 men right here had to fight. Poop, poop, poop.
Yeah.
I know what I do. I turn my camera towards them and try to film them, and take that same clip and put it in the video. And that video have about 8 million views today.
But did they know you were filming?
Yeah.
Okay.
People seeing me at my camera filming, but I learned to do that from a time I was shooting I don't want to talk about this too much, but a time I was shooting a video with a big Trinidad artist, and another Trinidad artist show up on the set and they start to fight. And I had my camera and I could have filmed it, but it happened so fast, I just tuck away my camera and everybody was vexed with me. They was like, boy, you were supposed to film that, boy. And I say, you know what? From now on, I am a cameraman. So I had to get everything, I had to get every moment. I can take off my camera when a moment appears now. You know, so I started to look at it different now. You know, and and men fight, and I get a lot of things on camera, you know, that if people see, they'll be like, wait, you know.
Wait, so there's certain things that you've never like published?
Yeah, of course, because I couldn't publish it. You
So
know.
is it just going to sit in your stash forever?
Yeah. Nice for me to watch and.
Wait, so do you just sit at home watching them being like,
I mean, they, you know, like I have shots with Zoe. If I power, I want to go ball. You understand? But we, you know, video shoots is a lot now. You know, you should know.
so
When it comes to footage.
if one day somebody like breaks into your house and like takes your hard drives, then
yeah.
RIP
Yeah,
everyone.
You're in trouble, Zoe. I'm telling you. You might end up on somebody's website. But yeah.
But do you ever feel like, you know, being involved like in that industry, in the like specifically the Trinidad industry, like even if you're trying to stay away from videos that have like weird energy, is there still a certain level of like risk attached to it that
Yeah.
maybe if somebody saw that you shot this video for this man, because clearly we all know that they're either aligned with one side or the other side or whatever, so if you shoot a video for this man and maybe they think that this
Yeah.
video is much better than the one that you shot for this man, and then they start
course,
thinking that maybe
of
you're on
course.
his side or whatever,
Yeah.
like has anyone ever like come to you
Yeah.
like talking in that kind of way, and
Yeah.
is that like a common thing for
Yeah,
you?
well, it was a thing. So I had a time when I used to be around Swanee and Meds Boss, and so I was shooting videos for them, and I wasn't really shooting videos for like Rebel 6 and K-Lion, and you know, so it would have looked like Kiji does only shoot videos
Yeah.
for them fellas, but it was really loyalty, you know, because I know these are the people that came up in the industry with, you know, and they have problems with all this, so I wouldn't go and those days I was shooting videos for free. That was the beginning stages of Trinidad, so I wasn't even charging to shoot videos. Like once I feel like it makes sense, I would shoot it. If Meds Boss have a song that was huge, I would just shoot it. If Swanee had a song that was huge, I would just shoot it because it only makes sense, you know, for the sake of Trinidad on a whole. So I wouldn't just go and shoot a free video for
Anyone.
my brethren and enemy, you know. So I wasn't doing business with them and whatnot, and that kind of a kind of bad name on me.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I started to realize that that was making sense for me. Like I had to be neutral now.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to, and that's when I started to kind of speak out. Because in the early days of Trinidad, I used to be more humble. I used to be just more in my corner, and I used to really talk on like podcasts and interviews. And if I went to an interview, it would be to just promote like a song or promote something I was doing. But I started to realize that I had to talk out more because people who was around me, they knew I was never into the gang thing and to the picking sides thing. So people was like, KG, you need to talk out more. And I started to talk out more, and that's when people started to learn the person I really was and realize that, nah, he's just somebody that want to do the right thing now, basically. And I started to shoot videos for, you know, like I shot a video for K-Man, you know, so
So like now, do people still come to you with that talk or not?
nah. Now they know. Now they
Yeah.
know that KG stand for one thing.
Yeah.
You know, I defending everything. I defending Zest, I defending Trinidad, I defending the regular youth, I defending young soca artists. I defending everybody in Trinidad who don't have a voice now. That is my energy now. You know? Yeah.
So, like, what do you think will happen with Trinidad? You think it will become, like, really big?
I mean, Trinidad is already big. You know, it's already like the biggest, youngest growing genre in the last how many years, you know, when it comes to the numbers and the impact that Trinidad does really make. The only thing that really holding it back is they don't know the little shippiness that are going on, and certain artists can't fly and do shows, and so that kind of holding it back. But I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and we was talking about the way how hip-hop was built, same way too now. Hip-hop was built something similar to Trinidad.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's so new, it would take a long time.
Yeah, and it was a street genre, it was something that was built from the streets, so obviously anything that is built from in the streets, in the inner cities, it will have a lot of bloodshed, like why like Tupac and Biggie and so many rappers in the earlys had to be sacrificed because it's that type of environment now. But with growth now, like me, when Trinidad now formed, I was like 26 or 27. So I was still fairly young in mind and everything. Today I'm in my 30s, so I'm a totally different person today. You know, so we are growing with time, and with that growth, I believe a little restructure will come into play and better moves will come into play, and you know, Trinidad here to stay forever. Even if it rebrand into something else, but like my Calypso was the root, and then it evolved into soca now, and now soca is what taking it to the world, but Calypso is still the root of what it is now. So I think Trinidad was just the revolution, and Trinidad was just the root, and now we're going and elevate it. You see Young Brother, you see Lady Lava, and them, the change in the sound, the music, the content, you know, so yeah, good things for Trinidad. Yeah.
And I feel like you still work really hard, you kind of touched on that, like, because you're always putting out more episodes of your podcast, and as someone, like, just looking from the outside, it seems like you kind of are always working. So, is that true?
Yeah, always. Every single day, you know, is our work day. And when we're not working, we're taking time for ourselves to meditate. You see where we is here? We have Cora. You know, this is a place where I love to come and just relax, you know, because it's not easy, you know. I'm always working constantly, as I say, every day, every night. It's podcasts, it's music videos, it's music, it's all different things now. And it's just me alone. I don't have a management team, you know, I don't have assistants. It's just me, my little cameraman, and we just push the vibes now. So when I'm not working, it's just to take time for myself and meditate and think about what is the next move, you know, basically.
And when you go out, like, to the river or anywhere, like, in public, do people come up to you and be like, oh, KG?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, every day? Every time?
Yeah, for sure. Especially on the ground, as I say, by the river, and, you know, because certain types of people that relate to now. People who like reality, you know, because I just talk out a lot, and you realize I would have, you know, two sides to the coin. Like the people who will be like, yeah, KG, keep talking, you know, we respect what you're doing, and then have the people who will be like, he talking shit, You see them people, we don't relate to them. We relate to the people who understand life, you know, people who by the river, people who are out in the streets hustling, you know, yeah, the taxi drivers, the youths and them who does wipe your car glass when them see me as full respect, you know, them kind of people we relate to now. So, yeah. You know, we govern on the ground.
So, like, they ask you for selfies and stuff?
Selfies?
Do they?
No selfie, but you could ask for a picture, of course. You know, for sure.
No, but do they?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All kind of things.
I never see you repost them, like, on Instagram. Do they tag you?
Yeah,
I've literally never ever seen you repost a fan photo.
People go take pictures, but I feel like some people feel like they can't come wrong with that kind of energy because, you know, I was serious and just so nobody in come in my face like, you take a selfie, you know, so some might come and just be like, you know, I will take a picture with you by G-Boy. I'm like, yeah, no scene by you, no scene by you.
Yeah, whereas with me, they literally grab me by the arm and take out the selfie camera.
Yeah.
And has anyone ever, like, come up to you and said anything bad?
Never.
Okay.
That is one thing I give thanks for. Like, it's only recently with my podcast journey and my TikTok journey where I see people go blatantly say some kind of things, but nobody never come to me in the streets and say anything.
Yeah.
And I give thanks that I never had a career where people used to just blatantly try to disrespect me. You know, because I mean, as a man, used to walk with respect too. You know, so I don't think it had any need for that type of energy to, you know. But now with the journalism thing, where I
From the
kind of,
podcast.
where I put myself and I put my thoughts out there more. People feel like they could disagree with me now. When I was quiet, you know, a few people were like, yeah, you're a quiet man, he's serious. But
well, no, but like in general, the more you put out there, the more there is for people to...
you know. But I love it, you know. I don't know about you, Zoe, but I love, I know you get a lot of negative comments too, but I love it. Because I realize that the negative comments mixed with the positive comments is what has pushed my numbers through the roof now. So I love all the come, wherever they want to say, just say, just bring them comments and I good.
So do you ever block anyone?
Never.
Really?
That's the next thing I hate to do. I want every bad mind person to see my success. Block. Block. I want you to hurt when you see my success. Block you. For you to just live your happy life and think I somewhere suffering. No, I want you to know that your bad mind never work. Yeah, I'm not blocking nobody, no ex, no nothing. I want all of them to see. I am prospering, I am glowing, my skin smooth, I'm looking young. You understand? I'm shiny. Yeah, I'm eating. Cause plenty of them they want to reach nowhere in the Zoe. Plenty of them wanted to see men fall and you know, plenty ex-girlfriends, you know, tell me, you know, you ain't come out to be shit. That music thing will never work. Plenty brethrens let me know, boy, you wasting your time, better go and look for a walk. Real men tell me that. So block nothing. I went to see everything.
One thing that like I find like quite funny about your content and stuff is that like because obviously like I know you like as a person and like, I feel like you're really good at like only showing quite a small part of yourself on your social media, and the epitome of this, guys, you should have seen the way I laughed. The epitome of this is that nobody, you can study any of his socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Nobody would even have been able to place any bet about if KG has a girl, KG has 10 girls. We're like, what is KG doing? Is he like celibate? Like, I don't know. Because KG is like so mysterious.
I've been a master of that. Yeah. I know Zoria's gonna ask me this. I know if I had to break this news, it would have been on Zoe platform.
You broke it on your story.
Well, no, what I mean, others.
That's only,
I don't hide my life.
So guys, anyway, so I always like with secret, because I'm quite a curious person. Like I'm such a curious person, which is why I end up in half the situations I do, because I've been in a situation that I know I should leave, but I'm too curious. So I'm just a really curious person. So like naturally, I was curious about KG because, like, obviously I know you, but not like that. You know what I mean? Not like super deep or whatever, but. We can talk about stuff, but like normal. So there was I don't know, I was like, he says so many opinions, but then you don't get to see like inside his life. So it's like you get to know him, but you don't. And you're literally
like
the biggest master of that I've ever seen. So anyway, I was just like randomly curious.
I'm actually very surprised that you noticed that about me now. You know?
No, like from the beginning.
Yeah, you know?
And so anyway, so then like maybe like a month ago now, I'm just going through like my stories. I can't even remember if it was on WhatsApp or I think it was on both WhatsApp and Instagram. And then like I like to watch KG's stories. I'm just going through and he's in Barbados. I love seeing travel stories. So I'm like, and I remember you told me you're going to Barbados. Barbados. And then, guys, I see this picture of KG with this woman and it says happy 1 year anniversary. And I'm like, you know when you hold your finger down on it and you're like,
what?
I held my finger down on that for like 2 minutes straight, like a whole 120 seconds. And I was like, 1 year? One whole year?
I can't believe.
I literally couldn't believe.
Yeah, I couldn't believe.
I couldn't believe. Because even like one time, so there was this one time I had to go to, because I'm like a little detective, right? So this one time, the time I...
So you're killing me right now.
One time, I had to go to KG's house like kind of late because I was in Arima, I was in like the East or whatever for something else, and I can't remember. I had to record like re-record 2 lines of No Means No at your studio, and then I had to go to a bar in Grandy or whatever. So you remember, I came to your house to go to the studio quickly, and then my driver was coming to pick me up, but I got ready in your bathroom for like when I was going to the bar. And so I was just like naturally curious. Sorry. So when I was in your bathroom, I was like, does this look like there's girls' things in here? Because I was like, KG's so mysterious. I just want to know about his life. But then there was like random stuff in the bathroom. But then like you mentioned that another family member, like so I was like, I really don't know. I don't know if this is like his family member or if it's like a girl. And I just never wanted to ask because I thought it would be like weird if I was like,
nobody don't really
your
ask.
love life you know what I mean?
The only people who know is who know, but nobody will come and just ask them things.
But then like, so you literally had this mystery girlfriend for a whole year.
Yeah. But I never hid it. It wasn't something that I hid. It's just as you say, my life would be filled with everything else.
You mean on your social media?
Yeah, my social media. Like, I'll use my social media to market my career. You know, because I know how people is, and I try not to put too much of my personal life out there, you know, but I never hid it, you know.
But like obviously some people would have seen you guys outside, I'm guessing, before?
Yeah, I say I never hid my relationship.
Some people might have known. Obviously.
Yeah, and I mean, if you go on my Instagram and you scroll and you look at my pictures properly, you would see a picture of, you know, so it's like I hid it. It wasn't something that would be consistently posted now, you know, so people would be like, I wonder what's going on.
But the funny part is like when I was talking to Big P the other day, I said like, oh, did you see that story from KG? And he was like, Zoe, I was meaning to talk to you about that. He was like, I couldn't believe it. Like he had the same reaction as me. He was like, I laugh.
That shocked the world because I had people that knew, but I guess when I post that picture, everybody was like, what? KG is in love? Like he does love like that? Like we don't need to work hard. You know, we don't need to do nothing else. Yeah. But I've been married for a year.
Wait, stop. No, stop. So
yeah.
1 year marriage and
Yeah. So as I say, I breaking the news on Zoe platform. I never talk about it on no platform.
So you never posted no pictures from the wedding?
It was a private wedding. It was
like when you just go in Shagonis and sign the thing?
No. We went to a church.
Oh.
But it was just me and her, you know, our witnesses. That kind of vibe. Yeah. 1 year, you know.
But you don't live with her?
No, so she's actually American.
Oh.
Yeah, so, you know.
Wait, so you have a green card?
You see, the embassy watching, so we want to, we being real on Zoe platform. Because I mean, there's nothing to hide to say, you know, but again, you know how people is, you know, evil eyes, all these different things. You have to guard your blessings in this life, you know. But, so she's American. My long-term goal is to probably live in America one day.
Really?
Yeah, you know.
Aww. So, but I feel like you love Trinidad so much.
Yeah, no, I'll always be here, you know, but...
Like more between the two type thing?
Yeah, like, I see myself settling down in America.
Really?
Yeah, you know. If I had waited.
That's really interesting. I would have thought like you'd miss here too much.
No, I will. But I see myself settling there business-wise, and because it's about elevation, you know. So I see myself elevating in the life, you know. But I know I have a lot to do here still. That's why I'm still here, you know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of work to still put in here. My father is Bajan too, so I also have goals of living in Barbados also. So I see myself living America, Barbados, Trinidad, and creating an ecosystem in those 3 countries. You know, so the same thing that I did in Trinidad, I want to do that same thing in Barbados, like help the youths and push the music industry with the tools that I have. And I also want to go to America now and brand myself in the American industry. Like how you see Trinidad Killer, he out there and he link up with the Nicki Minaj, and I want to do those things too. I want to go across there and link up with certain elites in that industry and put Trinidad and Trinidad on the map, you know. I also want to be the spokesperson for Trinidad and Trinidad out there too, you know. So I have goals, you know. I don't see myself living in one place like an old man that's sitting down in a house drinking tea, nah, you know. But I see myself setting up shops, you know. So she's American, as we are saying. So hopefully, you know, I get a green card, you know. Hopefully, Donald Trump grant my green card. And, yeah, I could go across there and do my thing, you know.
But have you ever been to America just to visit?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been in
okay.
America for months at a time and that kind of vibe. So I know the lifestyle and I actually like it. You know, I like the peace that comes with it, as in my whole life was in the Caribbean, you know, and I went through a lot of things in this place, you know, being a youth from Arima and that kind of vibes. Went through a lot of traumatic things and, you know, and sometimes I just feel like I still have anxiety from a lot of familiar things, you know. But when I'm in America, we're a place that a lot of people don't really know me. You know, I could just be in a mall, people don't know who I is. You know, I'm in Walmart in my pajama pants, nobody don't care. You know, Trinidad don't even have that kind of culture. You go somewhere.
No, but here it's like if you're just going in your own, like in Belmont, I can walk to the parlour and whatever. You know what I mean? If it's in your own.
But you know, but picture a KG in West Mall in a pajama pants. You know, like I will feel so awkward now. But if I go to Dolphin Mall in Miami in my pajama pants, I don't care. And it's really because now I'm looking, but really because people don't know who I is. You know, and when I'm in America, I just feel that sense of peace now. And I somebody that's looking for peace in life, basically. You know, so I am, you know, searching for peace basically. I'm on a journey for peace. As much as work hard and all these things, I am working hard because I want to retire early. You know, I want to have a peaceful life. I want to travel the world. I want to live a happy life now. I ain't come here to stress out myself forever and, you know, fight up in music industry people. And, you know, I want to plant seeds, and that's what I'm doing right now. And live a happy life in some years to come.
Yeah, but would you go as soon as you can? Like if you got the green card in like 2 months, would you go?
Yeah. So if I get the green card tomorrow, I go on tomorrow, but not to stay. I will go to
and start building.
I will connect the dots. So right now I want to do an interview with Trinidad Killer. You know, I want to do interviews with Trinidad James. You know, I know the kind of conversation I could have with them. I know the kind of content I could create. I want to connect with people that I always wanted to connect with out there. But because I had a visa, and when I went to renew the visa the last time, they didn't give me the visa basically. I don't know why, you know, but I just didn't get it renewed now. So I couldn't travel to the States for at least 2 years now.
Oh.
So I have a lot of links I have in the States that they're begging for me to come. Like, hey, if we get a man like you out here right now, we could do something. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. But I'll always, you know, come back to Trinidad. As I say, I'll always be here, you know. I want to travel. I want to be that guy. I don't want to be that person that's in one spot.
Travel with KG?
Yeah, I want to be like Zoe. You know, it's like how Zoe come to Trinidad and create a platform and look, she sit down here with me, you know, like you come here and you build your links, you do it, you know, yeah, you do it. I believe I could do it too. I could go to England, you know, and do some works with English artists and bring our element to the thing. And I just see myself spreading the energy now, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, like, so I know you like speaking your mind, right?
Yeah, of course.
For like genuine reasons.
Yeah.
But do you also love Bacchanal?
Yeah. I'm a Bacchanal spirit.
I feel like you have one of the biggest Bacchanal spirits I've ever come
I have
across.
a Bacchanal spirit.
I find it so funny.
I love it.
Yeah, you really do, don't you?
I love it. Certain types of Bacchanal I really love too. You know, I love underlining type of energy, like where you could get under people's skin, but you know that they acting like that for no reason. So like the music video with you and Big P and them thing, I was enjoying that because I knew the truth now. So to see people rail up for something that they don't know nothing about, I like that kind of Bacchanal. You know, and all the shepherd, huh? And you like Bacchanal just like me? Well, all right, there we go. Let me see who like Bacchanal more. You know, I will give all them more to talk about and tell Zoe to do this and tell, you know, yeah. You know, so yeah, I get my enjoyment out of that now. But I don't like negativity though. You know, so I like bacchanal, but I don't like negativity. I like to laugh and, you know, certain point of views and that kind of vibes. But yeah, we don't like the
Yeah.
stupid bacchanal. Like on certain platforms, I'll be seeing people talking about all kind of madness and as get vexed. You know, cause be like, I know what they really should be using on the platform to do, you know. You know, what they should be using on the platform to do better. You know, basically. But you know what that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so just one more question. So with your podcast, obviously it started, well, it has to start from episode 1, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
are there any people who in the beginning like ignored you or like said no, but now that it's becoming more spoken about, is it a thing where now more people are like, oh, interview me, interview me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to run down everybody in the start because
Yeah.
nobody knew me as a journalist or whatever you
Yeah.
call it. So I had to run down everybody and
But now is it like most people
yeah. But I
kind of would
started
say
off
yes?
strategically. You know, I started
Who
with
was the first one?
the first one was Chidi Beats. He's a producer, so he's the producer that was responsible for most of the biggest Trinidad songs. So even things like Catch 22 and a lot of the big songs. He was like in the early days of Trinidad. So he have stories of Swanee from the beginning, Plumpy, Jelano, K-Lion, Rebel. He had all these stories. So I start off with him because I know, all right, I would open the gate to what is the concept of the show. And then after him, I went on to Bubbles. You know, Bubbles. Bubbles come in and talk. Rah, 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 rah. So I kind of started with that and it get viral quick now. So from that, people was like, all right, I see what KG doing here. They started to upgrade it and now today artists running my
Yeah.
down. Like now I have to be like, dog, well, I feel like this free hour. I had to pay my cameraman, you know. I had to buy jersey and thing and I had to buy new hats. I had to, yeah. You know, I like my hats. So,
Yeah, I can't do a podcast without
I'm
buying
telling
you
you,
hats.
I had to buy new glasses. You know, I like my glasses. Come on, like this thing, and I have no sponsorship right now,
Yeah.
so it's not easy. So artists just be like, I want to interview, but oh God, it's just me alone, you know. And my goal is to interview everybody who is doing something. Once I just look at everybody, I just observe everybody, from the smallest artist to the biggest artist. I just observe everybody. My ear's always on the ground. So if you doing something with substance, trust and believe, I would message you and say, yo, let's do an interview. But somehow they just, oh God, boy, it's like, to talk about what? You know, to talk about a song you do 10 years ago or like, oh God, boy, you know. Yeah, boy. But I understand.
That reminds me of that POV thing that I made, remember? My like most viewed and most anger causing POV
Right.
video. The one that you messaged me about, the one that said POV me when somebody with less than 200 followers asked to make a song with me.
And they get vexed with you for that. But they wouldn't understand now, you know, because we don't have so much to do already. And then somebody who not really pushing themselves just want to come on your platform. For what? Oh God, push yourself, you know, push yourself. And then let me do the thing.
Yeah, sorry, one more question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about, well, it doesn't just happen in Trinidad, it happens all over the world in these types of genres, in like UK rap,
Right,
hip hop,
right,
whatever.
right, yeah.
People talking about, because obviously the lyrics would mostly be about like violence, right?
Right.
So like, do you think if you're going to sing about violence, do you think you should only do that if you've really done those things that you're singing about? Or do you think it's okay for like people to sing about it just because it's a genre, even if like they haven't really done that?
I think it's okay for anyone to do whatever they want to do and whatever whatever they want to do, they should do, because art is art. Like if you give me a canvas right now and I say, I want to paint a tree because I never climbed a tree before means I can't paint the tree. You know, I just want to paint that tree, and who gonna tell me I can't paint that tree now? So people need to understand that.
But like, would you
know?
respect it?
Yeah, I mean, if so it are artists that does sing the badness and they're not really bad, and they will have like other types of music too, so like they'll be trying different genres and thing. I could respect that because it's a music business and everybody trying to find a way to get through, basically. It's only the real artsy artists that don't care about bossing. But the majority of artists want to make revenue. You want to
because
make
you're
money.
putting in so much time.
You're
You have
paying
to,
all this
because you have to
time,
eat.
so you want to break the barrier. Some artists even have like their strategy is to sing what people want, and when they break the barrier,
Yeah,
they will start
yeah,
to
yeah.
sing what they originally
Yeah,
singing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's another strategy artists has used. But then also have artists who just sing badness and they was never bad.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they start to sing badness, they start to realize that they get ego and they start to hang on them and they start to pretend that they're bad. And I don't rate that type of artist.
Yeah, that's
like,
kind
be
of what I was.
humble.
Yeah.
Be humble, like that is not who you is, like sing the music and just be humble and be cool. But some of these artists not bad, and then they're singing bad man music, and as soon as they get 100,000 views, all of a sudden you the baddest man, you threatening producer, you cussing videographer, man, what you like, but who you talking to so? So I don't rate that, brother. Yeah, be humble. Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you want to tell them?
No, I don't know. I mean, we talk about a lot of things. Big up yourself, Zoe, all the time, I like the platform, I wouldn't lie. You ask some good questions, you're fluent,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You're better than a lot of people in the field. 'Cause this
You know, I don't
conversation-
think of anything before. I just sit down and
Yeah,
I
could
just...
feel it. But I just do that. I do write down a thing.
Because
when
I don't like it, like when I go to podcasts, I don't like it when they have this sheet of paper.
Yeah, I licks.
Yeah.
I say the same thing too. I don't jot down anything. I
Yeah.
might have like one or two things in my head, like how you would know it. If it's KG, I'll have to ask about Trinidad. Or
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him about how we get into the video.
Yeah.
Whatever. But in this conversation, that's what the people want to see. So big up yourself.
Okay, bye
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, man.